Welcome to Uganda, East Africa, everyone. We Will Go, that's the name of their new album. We're talking about the Watoto Children's Choir from East Africa. And Watoto, for those of you who may not know, is Swahili for children. And so all this week, the Watoto Children's Choir is touring in Mississippi, making 3 stops. And one of those stops is right here at Jackson State University. The choir consists of 17 children who dance and sing the praises of the Almighty. And most of the children have lost one or both parents due to the AIDS epidemic. And they've toured all over the globe, including Australia, Brazil, and Germany. Of course, we're so glad to have them right here in our home state of Jackson, Mississippi. And so welcome to the show, Mr. David.
Thank you, Mr.
And Mr. Samuel.
Thank you, Mr.
And tell me your name one more time.
My name is Shamir.
Miss Shamir, thank you all so much for being with us. Just a couple of kids and yourself, the choir director. The rest of the choir is backstage watching as we do this production. So a lot to talk about this morning. First off, talk a little about David. Talk a little about the choir, how it got started, and the overall mission.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Eric. Watoto is a church back in Uganda, Kampala, East Africa. And as a church, 35 years ago, we had a civil war in the country. And Watoto Church was started by a missionary couple that came from Canada, Gary and Marilyn Skinner. And when they came, they saw the biggest need. God spoke to them was to look after the children because a lot of parents had died due to war. And also there was a big outbreak of HIV and AIDS. Yeah. So we had a big problem with street children and children that just didn't have someone to look after them. So we started by rescuing 8 children. And over the years, we've had over 5,000 children that have gone through the program. And right now, we have over 3,000 children in the villages that we raise.
Wow. So how long has this been going on, these tours?
The tours have been going on for 25 years. And this year marked our 100th choir that is preparing to leave sometime this year to go to Australia. Yeah. This is choir 98.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Awesome. So we're so glad to have you all here in Mississippi. So you're going to be making 3 stops in 3 different cities. Tell me, first off, what did you feel when you first stepped foot, I guess, on Mississippi soil?
Oh, we're excited. We're up for the thrill. You know, it's exciting, and we meet new people every day, every church. Every day we go to a different church, different city, and we are welcomed. You know, Americans are very loving people. Yeah. You know, very exciting. Every church we go to, it doesn't matter. Everyone is excited to see children from Africa singing and dancing. So, yeah, they have stories to tell, and they're so excited.
Yeah. So speaking of the stories, I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Samuel. Talk a little about your experiences with the choir, and you know, talk a little about being able to perform for the Almighty and doing what you're doing.
We are doing what we are doing to get money to save, to support, to get sponsors to support our brothers back at home, and to get other children from the streets to join Watoto, and to get money to provide for us food. And we are doing this to get Watoto partners, friends, and sponsors.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you, ma'am, talk a little about your experiences as well. You know, what's going on through your mind as you're doing these performances and you're singing and you're dancing?
What's going on? We are doing this to make our brothers and sisters go to school, and to provide ourselves to go to school too.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so David, you know, as part of the, you know, as directing these choir, you go all over the world with these kids. You know, talk a little about your motivation as well, and what goes through your mind as we make these different stops throughout the globe.
What motivates me mostly is to see the transformation that happens to people after the concert. Every time we do a concert, when people watch these children sing and dance and worship God and share their stories, and we share the stories of the women that have gone through the program, you know, and some of us adults who grew up in the program and now are older, and just to see the people that come forward and testify and say like, hey, thank you for sharing this. You know, you've given me a whole new perspective to life, you know. Yeah. These children's stories have impacted me, so that's what keeps me going. Yeah. And to know that the children back home and the women we're looking after they're getting more help, you know, and more people are signing up. Every time we do a concert, we have a sponsorship table, and people sign up to sponsor a child or a mother.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the merchandise that the ladies make is being sold, you know. That keeps us going because we know the message is going out.
Yeah.
And we're not only the ones benefiting, also the people that come for the concerts benefit because they get to hear our stories. And what's more inspiring than to hear a transformed story that can impact your life to also live a better life?
Yeah, yeah. As we wrap up, just talk a little about the various programs that go on within the village. There's a lot of different ones, and so when folks are buying these CDs and buying things that you all have actually made, talk a little about the specific areas that their monies are going to help and serve.
Right. So we have child care where we look after the children in our villages. We have 3 villages, and we look after children from 3 years till like 25 years until they graduate out of school. And so when you sponsor a child, you sponsor that specific child for as long as you can and help them through their school, you know, home care, medical, everything that a person needs, you know, for only $38 a month.
Yeah.
And then we also have women. We have a neighborhood women program where someone can sponsor mothers. When you sponsor a mother in the community, you help her look after her children.
Yeah, yeah.
So all these women benefit from that program as well. And we also have a lot of merchandise that we sell that is made by these women from the neighborhood. These are women who have been marginalized, have been abused, you know, don't have hope in life, but they have children to look after. So we go into the slums, into the most uncomfortable places, reach out to these women and help them get back on their feet so they can look after their children and realize their dreams.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Mr. David, and Mr. Samuel and young lady, we're so happy and glad that you all stopped by and share your stories and your music with us. And just want to remind folks, if you want to go check out the Watoto Children's Choir, they're going to be here locally at the Crossroads Baptist Church. That's going to be in Brandon on this upcoming Sunday. The concert is at 6 p.m., but you can also check them out during regular services there, which is at 9 o'clock and then also 10 o'clock. So 3 different times on Sunday where you can go check out the Watoto Children's Choir and see them perform live. And before we let you go, I definitely want to give you an opportunity to talk about the We Will Go CD, the brand new CD.
Yes.
Talk a little about the music here and how folks can support this.
Well, We Will Go is an album that we're doing this year, and it's about our stories. We're sharing our stories and we're telling people out there, you don't have to have the best life to go and inspire someone. Share your story and share the journey you've walked with God and how far God has brought you. And then through that story, someone else listening to your stories will be transformed. And that's what we do. All the songs there, some of the songs were written by the children and us back home in Uganda, and most of them are just songs that take you into the presence of God, worship songs and great songs that share testimonies. And that's what we want to do, spread the message of hope and transformation, and to see other people get transformed the same way that we've been transformed.
Awesome. And one more time, to remind folks how they can get in contact with you online. It's watoto.com. Is that right?
Yes. You can visit watoto.com. If you want to sponsor a child or vulnerable woman, just go to watoto.com and click sponsorship. If you want to check out where the choir is going to be, we have our tour schedule right on the website. You just go to watoto.com and check choirs, and you'll be able to check where the choir is going to be here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sunday as well. I plan to go and check you guys out.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much for being with us. And the rest of your choir back set, we want to say hello to you all as you're watching us tape this particular segment. And so once again, folks, it's going to be at the Crossroads Baptist Church in Brandon. You have 3 times to see them perform on Sunday, 9, 10, and also 6 o'clock p.m. And we're going to take you out with a performance from one of their latest songs from their new CD, We Will Go. We're back after this.
seated